What's up, guys? It's Corsi from Gaming Legit, and I'm actually bringing you some Halo Reach. And my god, the theater system in Halo is so much better than Call of Duty Black Ops. You don't appreciate, like, how much better the Bungie developers are compared to the Call of Duty developers until you, I don't know, you might be still blind to it, but little things like this theater system, Bungie has got this thing down so well. It is nearly like a perfect system. Like, the only complaint I ever have about the theater system is that it doesn't show the end stats. It doesn't record that stuff. And so if you want to go back and be capturing like your stats and everybody else's stats at the end of the game, you actually got to pull it up in the menu as, you know, the game goes along. But that's my only complaint. But, you know, compared to Black Ops theater system, Bungie's got it completely beat. This game's theater system is absolutely amazing. I'm still not 100% on par with the Bloom system. I can't say I really defend it and like it. You know, I know a lot of people love the Bloom system, but I think what a lot of people do is they adjust to whatever the game developers do and instantly defend it, as good fans should. But I'm kind of the opposite. If I don't agree with something, I don't agree with something. I'm not just going to kind of cope and shape and mold however I feel to fit whatever's new, because obviously it's better because it's the new thing. Listen, the Bloom system is great, and I understand what they're doing with it. I just said it's great. Let me go in further. I understand what they're trying to do with the Bloom system, trying to randomize it, trying to make it a more skill-based weapon where you have different options of how to use a weapon. You know, I appreciate it on the pistol more than anything. The pistol's got it down perfectly. But the thing about the Bloom system, especially for the DMR, is that it randomizes shots. There's no way of predicting where your bullet is going to shoot. And if you think that pacing your DMR is the answer, it's not, because I've played tons of games where if you pace your DMR, it's not always the answer. And, you know, that's why you watch the MLG variants of Halo Reach, and on general, the guys just spam their DMR to hell. And I guarantee you that's not what Bungie intended the DMR to be used. You know, they even talked in all the pre-interviews and the designer interviews and all that kind of stuff before the game was released, and even afterwards in their weekly updates when the game first came out and everybody was talking bad about the DMR. And they were saying, like, listen, this isn't the same weapon as the battle rifle. We're not going to change it. This is what it is, and you have to adjust to it. You're supposed to pace your DMR shots for accuracy, and if you don't, then you're going to have that randomized effect. But the thing is, those that are paced their DMR, the skilled, more accurate players, as they pace their DMR, actually get pwned a lot more by the people that are just going to town on their DMR. Absolutely randomizing their shots 100% and then getting headshots they don't even deserve. And it happens all the time. There's no arguing against it. You get paced your DMR, but you will lose against the person that is not. And at the same time, actually, sometimes it works over distance of large distances. The blooming system's awesome. I'm so thankful they have the pace system over distances, because then every single shot needs to be paced and accurate. But I hope you guys understand what I'm saying. I'm sure you've run into those situations where you're sitting there, you know, it's happened in advantage for you, or a lot of the times we notice it more often when it's advantaged against us towards the other person. And you've seen probably a bunch of videos already talking about it, and I know I've touched on this quite a bit, but you know, I know a lot of people love this game, but I just cannot defend the Bloom system, and it's the biggest part of this game. But otherwise, this game's near perfect. I just think the game would have been so much more without the Bloom system on the DMR. That's, you know, it's primarily the thing. I mean, I don't understand why they put it on. Like, really, you know, they try to say it was to make the game more difficult or something. So, you know, that leap from the skilled player versus not skilled player. But I think they almost put it in to cater towards the people that aren't as good at the game. Kind of like the assault rifle. Like, the reason why kids choose to use the assault rifle is because the reticle is so big on that you don't have to be super accurate. And because they put the Bloom system on the DMR, now people that aren't very good at shooting, and that tiny little center part of the reticle for the DMR, when they start shooting it at pace, their hit registration expands dramatically, and they can hit more targets by spamming their DMR. Where if they were forced to shoot the DMR at a certain pace, They couldn't afford losing those vital shots, and so you know, that's what I'm assuming they put it in, because there's no argument that without the bloom system, the more skilled players would just shine even more, and there's no arguing that. If there wasn't a bloom system, then there's no arguing against randomized shots. The randomized shots caused by the bloom just brings way too much into question. Like right now in this current game, if you miss a shot or you lose a battle, the automatic thing that is put up on the board, by the way, that guy should have shot me, but the reason why he didn't shoot me is because he knew he would die and kill us both, so he chose to try to, you know, manage his way out of it by meleeing me or whatever. But there's no arguing, like I said, about if there was no reticle bloom, then you have to make every shot count, and there's no argument against if I shoot exactly where my reticle on my screen shows it, that's where my bullet's gonna hit. That's where it's gonna hit. There's no bloom system that's gonna be like, well, if it might shoot over here or it might shoot over here, so if I actually am shooting straight at your face, regardless of how consistent I'm shooting at your face, my shot is gonna bounce to the side, left and right, randomly because of the bloom. If they didn't have the bloom, then there's no arguing that. But right now, you know what I was just prefacing before I, you know, kind of got sidetracked by that melee kill, or on the guy with the rocket, is that right now, if I lose a battle, instantly the first thing that comes up is that I didn't pace my DMR appropriately, or that that I was shooting my, you know, that's the big thing. Or if I get killed, you know, faster than I can pace my shots accurately, then it's like, okay, dude, this guy just spammed his DMR, and I know when you spam your DMR, it doesn't produce an accurate shot, so therefore this guy got a headshot off of one of the randomized bloom shots. And I don't know, I'm just all over the shop with it. I totally don't agree with it. I think if the bloom didn't exist, that you would definitely see the difference between the MLG pros and the people that are not as good at this game. But I think Bungie was kind of looking at it a little bit differently, and they put it in to attend to the people that use the assault rifles more often, and they kind of snuck it in on you, and then people automatically, because it's the new thing, are like, what are you talking about? It's the most skilled based weapon in the game. If you accurately pace every single one of your DMR shots, you should win. The better player always wins in this game. And I completely disagree. It's completely randomized, because I've completely shot like a rock, like, you know, where I'm shooting at a guy, but the outside of my bloom happened to be close to the guy, and so it registers as a headshot. So it helps me out even sometimes too. So that's not good. Something on the note of this game, this is the very first Halo game I have played for a couple months now, and I actually did pretty well. Sometimes you see me slow down because I'm trying to figure out the buttons, because the buttons are completely different for bumper jumper, especially on Halo Reach compared to like Black Ops default. It just, you know, all over the shop. But something else that's about Halo that is so cool and that I enjoyed so much, and the reason why I wanted to post this game especially, not only because it's my very first game back, but this guy that I was playing at was communicating brilliantly. And I'm going to post the second game that we played together just directly following it, where I didn't perform as well, but it was just so fun because we were just communicating, and I really feel like the communication in this game is ideal on a lot more than like Call of Duty Black Ops, because communication, it's all about the kill streaks in that game. And in this game, man, communication's so ideal. And I mean, we're talking on a totally different level than the guys that we're playing against. I guarantee it. Calling out where weapons are, calling out, you know, how many shots we have on each guy, so then we know what we're putting ourselves into when we get into those battles. Bad play on me. I should have predicted that this guy was going to come through the door. But again, this is my first game, pretty rusty. Hope you guys enjoyed this discussion of the bloom. I'm sorry for the delay before the videos, but you're going to see more videos coming up. And I'm probably going to be posting Battlefield Bad Company 2. Spoiler! God bless, love you guys, and I'll see you in upcoming vids.